cause I come to your mama house. And when I'm at your mama house, I'm in your mama mouth.
Story is, Royalty Mom always wanted me and she always knew the potential in me. So she moved me in her crib, and a lot of times I would go to her room when Royalty was at work. She would come to my room when Royalty was at work. And it would just be like, I liked it that. You know, it's like, wow, I got the mom and the daughter. It's kind of crazy, right?
Hey y'all, it's Destiny, and I don't know if y'all saw this video that CJ did, but he explained a lot. So of course throughout the years we heard the story multiple times of how he even met Life with Royalty, aka Charlene. But CJ starts to put a lot more details into what happened, what actually made him meet her, how he wasn't broke. For so many years he told everybody that he was broke and he had to live on her floor because he had nothing. So let's get into this video that he did and we're going to talk about it.
No camera has to be on. I practice my Carnation face every day. Carnation is the most lit human in the world. If you want to make money, all you have to do is mimic Carnation. Seriously, when someone has food around you, just do this. 10 million views in one day, I swear to goodness. No one is more valuable than Carnation. I know I said Leon was the one, but Leon is nothing. He's literally invisible. I have never seen Leon. Where is Leon? Finding Leon. We need to make a series. Where's Leon? Literally, this dude is like Finding Nemo or something. You can't find Leon. And then you got J-Dub, aka Jaaliyah, aka the liar, aka her mom's twin, aka the stupidest human being on earth. In the drive-thru, no car. Talking about the dining's closed, but we're in the drive-thru. Me and my sister nation twerking in the drive-thru. What the heck? Okay, listen, bro. Enough with the lies, enough with the games. Clearly, I have never touched this kid. But the fact that she's teaching her sister how to beg in drive-thrus is absolutely crazy. Jaaliyah is 18 years old this year, guys.
Yes, Jaaliyah will be 18, and the question still stands. Is she graduating this year? What's going on with school? It's so much talk about everything else, all this drama, whatever. What about school? What about graduating? What about prom? What about something educational?
And her brain doesn't work. You know why? Because she has been molded by her mother, who also did not graduate high school, so her brain doesn't work. And she was molded by her mother, who also got a GED. She did not graduate high school.
Now, CJ, when you say also got a GED, are you saying that Charlene actually got her GED? Because she did get on this internet and say she got it, but I thought she was lying. So Tanya never finished high school. Charlene never finished high school. This is all starting to make sense now.
And she doesn't have a job either. So all of them are
Wait, she doesn't have a job? Tanya, Grandma, Mama Royalty, she doesn't have a job, she doesn't work? How are they surviving over there? But wait, how was she paying for that place she was living in? You know, the place that Life with Royalty and the children kept going back to after they would leave CJ?
the blind leading the dumb leading the blind, whichever way I said it, doesn't matter. It's the same thing. You guys are at home right now, writing Tubi scripts, making Tubi movies, going live, begging for gifts, and I'm still annoyed by you guys. No matter what you do, no matter how far you go in life, I'm still annoyed. Every time I see you guys, I want to cringe. I literally lifted you guys up. You know what? Forget that. Let's keep it 1,000. We lifted each other up.
Now CJ is about to get into the full story.
I had a great situation. I lived in Gary, Indiana. I had my life straight. I didn't need anything, didn't want for anything, didn't care about anybody. All of a sudden, fam, I take a trip to Las Vegas. 6-day trip. I had the time of my life. I met a new woman. She moves me to Las Vegas. I only barely knew this girl. She literally moved me to Las Vegas. Her life was straight. Everything I needed, she had. She provided me shelter, money, clothing, food. Anything I needed, she gave to me, right? And what did I do? I got a job on the strip at the Flamingo, working as a dealer, dealing craps, blackjack, baccarat, poker. I was making $48 an hour. Technically, let's round up. I was making $50 an hour. A lot of you kids today can't even make that. I was making that in 2013, which technically means I was rich. And then what happened? For those of you that don't know the story, I'm gonna just tell you how it is. I got caught cheating at gaming. I helped somebody win. He was losing, right? He came with like $8,000. He was down to $50, and I said, listen.
Now, I definitely heard this story before, obviously, but it's interesting because CJ actually said that he did get caught doing it.
I understand you have no idea what you're doing because I just watched you lose your freaking money. Now you're sitting here crying, showing me pictures out of your wallet, talking about my kids. I felt sorry for the guy, right? I helped him out. I said, listen, don't hit on 12. Don't hit on anything. Actually wave off every hand you have. I will tell you what to do. And I got caught doing this, of course. But the fact that I was able to stay out of trouble for a year, do community service, and prove that I was innocent, because there was really no proof that I cheated at gaming, because even though I did help the man win, I didn't cheat. I just gave him instruction. He needed it. He literally needed it. And the casino really ain't gonna miss nothing. I mean, he brought 8,000. He lost 7,950. And then I got him back to like 12,000. So technically he won 4K. The casino lost and they were mad. So they fired me, took me to jail for 3 days. And then when I got out of jail, on my own recognizance, for those of you that don't know what it means I didn't have a record. The judge looked at me as like an angel. He's like, wait, a 24-year-old African-American male with no record? This man is not guilty.
So that's the story, y'all. It looks like CJ was just trying to help the man. He felt bad. The man was showing him pictures of his family. He had no money. And of course, CJ would feel bad for somebody like that.
He let me go. But he said you gotta stay out of trouble for a year, because if you get in trouble, you're getting 3 felonies on your record. You know, the CJ on 32 is Bam Man Kev. I said to myself, I'd rather die than be a felon, bro. So I meet royalty. I'm jumping ahead. Let me back it up. When I got fired from my job, the girl that moved me out to Las Vegas eventually had enough and she was fed up. She started disrespecting, like literally disrespecting me, telling me all kinds of things that I didn't need to know about myself. And it got to a point where I was like, okay, I might be a lowlife out here in Las Vegas, but in Gary, I'm still him. So I'm gonna move like him. So what did I do? I bought a suit with one of my last checks, because mind you, I was making $50 an hour. I wasn't spending anything. The girl had her own place. I was living with her. I didn't have a car. I was driving hers. So I still had cake. So for all these videos coming out saying that I was broke, living on the floor with royalty as if that was my only option, you have to get the story straight.
And this is why CJ needs to come out with the full story, because for so many years, in my opinion, he was protecting her. It's like he was protecting her image, saying that, oh, she had the job, she was the one taking care of everything, you know, I took care of the kids, I didn't have anything, I was sleeping on the floor. He was saying he got kicked out, just everything. He made it seem like she wasn't the one struggling or doing anything. The only way she was struggling was to take care of her children, because Jamie wasn't helping. So of course people are going to look at CJ and say, well, he was broke, he had nothing, he had to be with her, and she's the one that helped him with everything.
I had money. That's why royalty liked me. That's why her mom said, this guy has potential.
Now that is true. In Life with Royalty's video, she did say that she looked at CJ, she spoke to him, he said he has a job, he's looking for a job, and immediately she dropped everything for him. So as you can see, he did have money, he did have something that made her feel like being with him was a better position for her and her children than Jamie.
He can move in with me. So for you guys that's got the story wrong, I didn't sleep on Royalty's mom floor because I needed to. I slept on Royalty's mom floor because Royalty abandoned her house that her and her baby daddy had together with their kids, and she moved into her mom's house on the floor. I followed her there. We could have had her house. I wasn't scared of her baby daddy. No one's scared of Jamie.
They said no one's scared of Jamie. Now that would have been a crazy turn if Charlene was like, listen, I'm gonna just need you to get him out of here and then we can live here. I wonder how the story would have went.
But instead, she had an eviction on her record because she forfeited the house, and we moved into her mom's house, and her mom didn't have any furniture, so I got us a freaking air mattress. We stayed on an air mattress for 9 months. Yeah.
She didn't have furniture. You know what, at this point, CJ, just let us know. What did she do? What was the mom doing when y'all met? What job did she have? Why does nobody have any furniture?
I know. Very humbling experience, by the way. But that's not the point. The point is, when I met Royalty, she already was what she was and she had nothing. When she met me, I had the potential of a star already. I already had the things that I had. I'm not gonna name what I had. I already had everything that I had, things that they had never saw before. You know what, I am gonna name it. We got time today. We in Dubai, by the way. I think I had like 20-something pair of shoes, my laptop, iPhone. They had never heard of an iPhone before. They had never seen an iPhone.
So Life with Royalty, her mom, everybody, they never seen an iPhone. So maybe this does make sense why Tanya, Charlene's mom, wanted CJ to be there. Something she saw in CJ or saw about him made her realize that he was better than Jamie.
This is actually why I got caught up. Let me tell you the story in order. The girl that moved me to Vegas, she's disrespecting me, right? I go to the club, I get a section. How you get a section with no money? They over here like, oh, he was broke, Royalty helped him out. Well, I met royalty and I had a section in a club on the Las Vegas Strip that I'm pretty sure cost anywhere from $2,000 to $3,000 for the section.
But see, that's the thing. CJ told us previously that he was using his current girlfriend's money to go to the club, get a section, get all the bottles. Remember that? So if CJ is now saying that he had the money and that's why he was doing all that, that's just a different story. And that's why people feel like he didn't have anything, because previously he said something else.
I'm drinking bottles. I'm lit. I walk around the club. I get 12 numbers. I run into royalty's mom. She looked older, secure. So what did I try to do? I tried to finesse her, right? I'm talking to her because of what? The girl I was living with was giving me hell. I wanted out. I didn't get kicked out yet. It hadn't happened. I wanted out. I tried to go through royalty's mom. She told me, my daughter thinks you're so handsome, you're so attractive. I said, your daughter? In the club with you? This is a red flag, but you know what? I'm a red flag.
At least CJ can be honest about this. Everybody in that situation was a red flag. I mean, Tanya taking her daughter to the club knowing that her children are left at home with her man. They're out in the club and she's looking for men for her daughter. This is crazy.
So, I talked to her daughter. By the way, I'm gonna keep it 1,000. I thought royalty was beautiful. She was very, very skinny. And back then, BBLs, they really didn't exist. 2013, you wasn't seeing BBLs like that. So, that was 12 years ago. A lot has changed. I meet royalty in this club. I get her number. I hook up with her like 2 days later. Her mom picks me up, of course. Royalty didn't have a freaking car. Her mom picks me up. We all go out to eat together at the Pepper Mill.
I just want to point out that all this time that CJ, Tanya, and Charlene are spending together, it's pretty clear that Jamie is watching the children. And another thing, Charlene said when she was with Jamie, she was working AM to AM and she was never able to be there for her children or do anything with them. That's why Jaaliyah is a grade behind. But it doesn't make sense that she can go out on all these dates and go to the club and do all these things with CJ if she was working as hard as she said she was.
And this was the worst day of my life, but I couldn't take it back. And it's okay. We go in this restaurant, we're eating, and royalty goes, I need to go take a smoke break. I said, a smoke break? What the fuck? What the freak are you talking about? It's 2013, so I'm way younger, by the way. And even though I'm older now, I still don't understand why anyone would put a cigarette in their mouth. But short story long, she goes outside, she lights up a cigarette, it's killing me. I'm like, what the freak? This is so unattractive, shorty. I don't even talk to girls with cigarette breath, just so you know. So she started telling me what she don't do. She's like, well, I don't talk to people that believe in Jesus. Say F Jesus right now if you want to talk to me, and I'll stop smoking cigarettes. I'm like, wait, what? Like, my mind was blown. This is a verified story. Ask her. Ask royalty in her comments. Ask her kids. Ask her mom. Do they believe in Jesus? And see what they say. They're going to give you a script, because you know why? I'm not going to tell you their religion, because I don't want their religious cult fan-based people in my comment section, because that's what they are. They're a cult.
Now, CJ has said this recently before, that Charlene made him say F Jesus, and honestly, you can't really say made him say it because it was his choice to say it or not. But my question is, why do you have to disrespect one religion just to be with Charlene? What was the point of that? And why the big secrecy over what she actually believes? This woman has not came on here yet and said, this is what I believe. She just keeps coming on here and saying, oh, I'm not Christian, I'm not Jehovah's Witness, I'm not this, I'm not that. But she is very secretive of what she actually believes. Why is that?
But anyway, I went to their house that night and I eventually met the 3 kids. Y'all know the story. They just kept coming, literally. First it was like, it started with Carnation. She was hungry, so she came out the room first, of course. She came out talking about, you got any food? I'm like, no, homie, I didn't bring no snacks. Checking my pockets, because she was literally serious. Then Leon comes, and I was a little excited. The boy, I'm like, oh, wow, that's what's up. You got a son. That's cool. Then Jaaliyah comes, like, okay, anybody else? Anybody else coming from the back? It was crazy. A sight to see, for sure. But they pulled out this strong-ass California, bro. Back then, I never touched. I didn't want to smoke. It was, like, disgusting. It was worse than the cigarettes to me.
Now, when CJ said they pulled it out, are we talking about Charlene and Tanya? So Tanya's also on all the things that Charlene is on too?
And I'm just at her crib and I'm already stressed out because the girl was putting me through hell, as I explained. And I started hitting it with them. We passing it around. Next thing I know, I'm dead asleep. I wake up, phone dead, because they don't have iPhone. Remember, I already said that they never seen an iPhone, so they didn't have a charger for me or nothing. I woke up, drove all the way back to the girl's house. Oh, I forgot the most important part. This day, I had my girlfriend's car.
Okay, yes, it was a little bit confusing because CJ was saying they were at a restaurant and Charlene's mom is the one that picked him up. So I think the two stories were kind of going together. So obviously this is two separate occasions. But like I said before, how is Charlene having all this time when she's the main source of income for her home?
So I took my girlfriend's car and went to Royalty's house to chill with them. We smoked, I fell asleep, I overslept. My girlfriend probably called me over 100 times. 50 text messages, it was crazy, right? When I get to her house, all my stuff was outside on the ground, bro. All of it. Every last thing I had, duffel bags, laptop, you name it, it was on the ground. Shoes, clothes, drawers, socks. And I had to go to the gas station to get a charger. I charged my phone and I'm like, oh, wow, this really is real. I seen all the text messages coming in, right? And she's like, yeah, you out, you broke, you homeless now, you don't got no job, you a failure. I can't believe you think you could cheat on me in my car. It's okay, I got a ride to work, but when I get off, I want my car. You better leave my keys in the mailbox. She was talking crazy. I'm like, wow.
But I mean, come on, CJ, can you blame her? She helped him move to Vegas. She was helping him get everything that he needed. He loses his job, and then he's out cheating on her. I can understand why she would feel this way.
But you know what? Believe it or not, See This So Cool has always been a very cool and calm and collected person. I just accepted it. I was like, it's cool. It is what it is. I just gathered my things, and I was just going to stand there. I was actually sad. I called my aunt from Gary, and I said, Aunt, I need a flight home right now. And she was actually like, I think my aunt asked me. She was like, do you want a flight? And I was like, no, I don't. Please, Ma. Please, Auntie. I used to call her Mom. Please, Ma, don't give me no flight. I can't go back to Gary. I have been on Instagram flexing so hard in this girl's house that if I went back to Gary, I might as well just jumped off the building. Because it was like, no one wanted to see me in my city at this point. They were like, oh yeah, you flexing, you doing all that flexing, huh? They actually liked it. They was motivated by the flex, but imagine flexing so hard and then you back in the same situation. It's actually crazy. It's what Royalty and them do.
That's definitely true because Life with Royalty got on here and said she's a queen, she doesn't have to work. She talked about Nike's car getting repoed. She talked about her having these big mansions and everything that she had just to have to go live with her mom and then tell everybody that she never said that she was better than anybody. Kept saying that she's not a celebrity, saying that she never put herself on a pedestal.
Royalty got so many videos of her like, yo, I'm never losing my spot, and now look at her, they homeless. Like, even when she put on makeup, I can't tell the difference. Like, she wears this dildo on top of her head, hairstyle, like, I don't know what's going on in her brain. Too much weed, but anyway, get back to the story. Royalty mom and Royalty, they followed me there, because I had the girl's car. They followed me in Royalty's mom's car. I drove back to the girl's house in her car. I left her car just like she instructed me to. I left the key just like she said. I wasn't bogus at all. I didn't kick her door in. She did change the locks. I just gathered my things and I stood on the sidewalk. Royalty was talking to her mom, and Royalty's mom was like, this man has so much potential. I can't just sit here and just watch him be destroyed. This man is like, she was like, Royalty, this is the one.
Now this is so confusing. What kind of mother looks at this man and his situation and says, yes, this is the man for you, daughter? We're at his girlfriend's house, who he was cheating on, with you. This is the man. This is crazy.
She told her that, right? So Royalty just being a kid, she's like, oh, okay, mom, whatever you say. Royalty didn't understand what her mom was saying. I didn't understand what her mom was saying. Then she said it. She was like, you can move with me. I'm like, whoa. Now remember, I tried to talk to her mom first. I didn't even acknowledge Royalty. She was just a skinny kid standing there. I wanted her mom. So for all these allegations, think about it like that. When we first met, I was unattracted to Royalty and she was an adult. I like older people, okay? I was raised with my great-grandmother and my grandmother. I've always been attracted to older women. That's it. I do date 23, 24, 25, 26-year-olds now, but guess what? It's really not, it's never been a thing of mine. I think my boy Ace, he got me in this talking about something, you the new Leonardo DiCaprio. I'm like, oh, what did that mean? What did that mean? He showed me, right? I'm like, oh, damn, that's crazy. But that is irrelevant. The relevance of this story is Royalty mom always wanted me and she always knew the potential in me. So she moved me in her crib, and a lot of times I'll go to her room, Royalty was at work, she would come to my room, Royalty was at work, and it would just be like, I liked it that. You know, it's like, wow, I got the mom and the daughter. It's kind of crazy, right? Anyway.
Now hold on, we can't just speed past that. It's pretty clear that Tanya was the one that wanted CJ. But what doesn't make sense to me is why was she trying to push him off on her daughter? If she wanted him, why didn't she just be with him? She kicked Charlene out before, just do it again. And if you think about it, CJ wanted Tanya anyway. I'm not understanding why Charlene needed to be involved at all.
They got into it one day. Police was called. They was fighting. Royalty mom beat up Royalty only because Royalty allowed her to. She was just standing there like, they was yelling at each other and Royalty mom just started slapping her. I'm like, oh, dang.
Now, I'm pretty sure this is probably true because Charlene did say on a video one time that her mom would just beat her for anything and everything, never talk to her, never communicated, just beat her. So I'm pretty sure this is probably true.
It's crazy. World star. The police came and everything. I'll never forget. All this is verifiable. Ask them if I'm lying. I bet they won't speak on it.
Yeah, y'all, just go ahead and ask them, see if they'll make a story time, a video. But Charlene already told us that she did get into a fight with her mom and she was sent to jail. But I thought she was saying that was when she was younger. Maybe teenage. But maybe she was meeting this situation.
I bet you they won't speak on it. And if they lie, that's on them. You go to hell for lying. It's in the Bible. Thou shalt not lie, right? That's why I don't tell no lies. Anyway, I'm in that crib with them. And I have 9 more months to stay out of trouble. Remember I told y'all the story, I had a year to stay out of trouble. I already did 3 months with the other girl. No job for 3 months with that other girl was hell. Every day, she was like on me, like, get a job, get a job. Shorty had me working a security job at a park, bro. I literally was a security guard at a public park in Las Vegas. You know how hot it was? Only because I couldn't get a job in the casino no more. Even though the casino fired me, I didn't have a record, I didn't have no felons or nothing, but I still couldn't use my gaming license because it was like kind of like revoked at that time.
Okay, so this is new information I don't remember hearing before. CJ was actually a security guard. So he continued to try to get jobs to make sure he had some money. But it seems like what he really wanted to do was get back into the casino.
So I ended up being a security guard, going from $48 an hour to $12.50 an hour, standing at the park. And the only reason why I remember this is because I took full advantage of that job. I literally started networking, hooping people. I'm just out there. I was literally viral with no cameras. I was a hooping security guard. Like, people would come to the park looking for the security guard that be hooping in his full uniform. That was me, in the heat. Like, work boots on, gun, everything. Handcuffs, flashlight. I was top flight. I'm out there dunking on people. Like, it was crazy. And I got fired. I got fired from that job because I fell asleep in the car. I fell asleep in the car. And you had to check in every hour, like on this walkie-talkie thing, because like the workstation was so close, like less than 2 miles away, you got a walkie-talkie in every hour. My ass sleep, I ain't walkie-talkie in. They pull up on me, they knock on the window. I wake up, they like, you fired. I'm like, yo, you can't do this to me, please. I'm crying, like, please, bro, my girl's gonna dump me again.
Okay, so that's how CJ got fired from his security job. Sleeping on the job.
They didn't care. And that's where it led me to go to the club and meet Royalty, because like all this stuff was happening. I had already lost the job at the casino. I lost the job at the security. The girl that I was with, she was like a real dominant woman. She had 2 jobs. She had bread. She wasn't about to like take care of me. Even though she moved me to Vegas and knew that I didn't have anything, she was like motivating me to do better, and it worked. But then I kept messing up, right? Because none of that was it wasn't my goal in life to be a worker. That wasn't my plan. God had a whole different destiny for me. That's why he kept making sure I failed at everything I did. And I tried to do the Navy, he kicked me out. Tried to do college, he kicked me out. Tried to be a casino dealer, he kicked me out. Tried to be a top flight security of the world, he kicked me out. Then what happened? I took the money that I was making, and well, I got fired, honestly. I took the money that I had, and I started going to the gym, working out, you know, just trying to be a healthier person. And that's when I met Royalty as like this big, buff, football player looking guy.
I don't know about y'all, but it's still weird to me, the fact that he was in the club with his girlfriend and Charlene and her mom were completely fine with all this. I really would love for them to do a video on this, because what were y'all thinking? Why did y'all think this was the man? Why did Tanya say, yes, he's the one? Charlene said that she was dealing with a man, Jamie, who was putting his hands on her. And now you see a man in the club who's with his girlfriend at the time, and then you're going to get him from his girlfriend's house. This is unbelievable.
And that's why her mom thought like, oh, he got the potential. He's all big and handsome. He dresses nice. His mannerisms are all cool. He's very respectful. And in Las Vegas, they're not like that. The men are raised very differently. They're like very aggressive. They like, you know, they just treat women very wrong in Las Vegas. That's just how it is. So I was just a breath of fresh air to them. So I'm seeing the videos and everybody's saying, oh, y'all didn't never hear CJ was broke. Royalty took care of him. Royalty couldn't take care of herself. Royalty's mom, my food stamps, was taking care of everyone.
Wait, CJ was getting food stamps and he was the one feeding everybody in the house? I don't remember ever hearing about that. And then he said that Charlene couldn't even take care of herself. So the question is, why for so many years did CJ want us to believe that Charlene could take care of herself, was taking care of herself, her children, Jamie, and then she started taking care of him? Why did he want people to believe that?
I was washing clothes, washing dishes, cleaning the floor, cleaning the tables, taking kids to school. Oh yeah, I also saw Jamie say that he potty trained his kids. That was cap too. Leon used to wake up every day at 3 a.m. crying because he didn't know what to do when he had to pee every day. This is verifiable as well. I'm pretty sure Royalty has already made videos on it. So not only did I walk all their kids to school, Royalty never did. The dad never did. But I potty trained them. Royalty never did. The dad never did. I did all these things for them before YouTube, right? So eventually, I ended up working at a dispensary, trapping, technically, moving products. Legally though, not like illegally. I was literally legally delivering cannabis, medical cannabis. And I was getting a lot of tips, so I was stacking that bread up. And then, this is like right before YouTube started for me. I went from 20 pair of shoes to like 80 pair of shoes, all nice Jordans, of course. I had chains, not like this, but of course I had real gold chains, grills. I had everything that anybody at that age thought made you something, right? I had it all. And I had the house, and guess what? The year had passed. I was finally free. So what did I do? I go back to the strip, and I apply for like every casino, and I get hired again. So now I'm making all this money again. But notice, none of that story says anything about Royalty making money.
Exactly, because she told us that she was the one taking care of everybody. She said she was making money taking care of Jamie and his family. Obviously, it sounds ridiculous, but that's what she said.
Royalty's only job was working at the asylum when I first met her. And once I got out of trouble, she quit because I told her, like, your job doesn't pay enough. You just be gone all day and I'm watching your kids. You're not even paying me to watch your kids. I'd rather work and you watch your kids. So that's what happened. I started working and let her sit at home with her kids.
CJ got back into working at the casino, and then Charlene quit working. So CJ was taking care of everybody, even before YouTube.
That's when my brother Jinx came out the military and was like, yo, I'm either going back to Gary, I'm staying in Texas, or I'm moving to Vegas with you. What should I do, bro? I'm his big bro. I'm like, you better move with me, bro. This lit out here. I ain't had no real motion, but still, I was like, just come out here. So thank God I said that. Oh my God. Jinx moved in my crib. When I tell you this kid was like on another level, this dude was unstoppable. I never seen my little brother for like, probably like the whole first year he lived with me, I didn't even see his face. I forgot what he looked like. That's how locked in my brother was. He was just always in the room, just screaming and laughing. I'm like, yo, all I can hear is, it's about that time for my daily dose of Vine. I'm like, what do that mean? Because I ain't have no apps. I didn't use Vine or none of that.
Yes, let's get into the person that actually started CJ on YouTube. Everybody wants to give credit to Life with Royalty, her children, probably even the mom at this point.
I was like, I've always been the same. I don't consume content. So back then I didn't consume content. I still don't consume content right now. So I didn't know what he was doing. I didn't know why. I didn't care. He never really told me about his money and nothing like that until y'all know the story. When he finally did, he was like, hey, yo, get in this video. Once that happened, the rest was history. But Royalty had nothing to do with that. Neither did her kids. So once I started doing YouTube, her kids would just be like they always used to do. They just be popping up one at a time, walking in the background, looking, patient, looking hungry. Can dad get off the game or whatever he's doing? I'm hungry. Like, damn, bro, damn, yeah, right. Anyway, I eventually made a video saying, let me explain these kids because they're not mine. And then the rest is history. Y'all, I'm pretty sure know the rest.
So that's why CJ wanted to make that video explaining who the children were, because they were in his background, always walking around. And obviously people are going to wonder, whose kids are those? Are those your kids? Where'd they come from?
I just would like for everyone to remember this story in real time. This is 2025, I'm giving you this tea. Everything I just said has already been said. It's pre-recorded somewhere, you can find it. I'm not lying, I'm fabricating. I can only tell you the things that are in my mind, and the things that are in my mind are actually true. So, Royalty, you did not help me become anything. I'm sorry. Your kids, they didn't either. I'm sorry. It was Jinx, my little brother. We already know. He put me on this video. I told him, hey, I like this. Can I use your computer and do it? He said, nah, if you really serious, get your own. I got my own, I started doing the videos, the rest is history. And to this day, I still thank Jinx on the internet, in person, through text, whenever we can see each other. I'm very grateful for my brother. He's my blood brother. Like, no one can hate on someone like me or my story. If you even think about, well, he started you, like, you sound kind of crazy, because honestly, even when I talk about the people that I started off, I'm not saying it in a bad way. That's why I don't understand why they all hate me. I'm saying it in a good way. I'm actually bragging on myself. I'm like, yo, I have the power to actually create influencers. That's not a bad thing. That's a great thing.
I think that people would look at it as a negative thing because a lot of people just want to take credit. They don't want to say that they started because of somebody else. They don't want to give anybody else credit for what they did to help them. CJ has always been the one to say that it's because of Jinx, and that's the reason why he's doing everything that he's doing now. Jinx started all of this. But Life with Royalty, her children, her mom, all of them love to say it was because of them. They don't even like to give credit to Jinx. If it wasn't for Jinx and CJ, nobody would know them either. It's pretty clear that CJ would have been off of YouTube, taking care of the children. Charlene would be at home with the children. He'd be the one working, making money. That's what it was before Jinx put CJ on his channel. Charlene and Tanya rather give credit to themselves and the children than realize what it really was. It was the collection of all of them together that helped them. But it's because of Jinx that CJ even thought about starting YouTube.
But when these people hear you explaining the truth, they get salty because they don't want their fans that just, you know, some of them, you put it like this. If I helped you create your YouTube 10 years ago, and now it's the 10th year, and you've already started to do your own thing, you know, it's been 10 years of you just doing your own thing, right? You've gotten new fans and subscribers that you've earned on your own. So now you start to feel a certain way, like, well, you really didn't build me because I've been doing this on my own. And that's true, I understand that. But it doesn't take away what I did. So whenever I say what I did, I don't know how I offend anyone. I'm not trying to offend anyone. But you can see that these people are fake by being offended. If you tell the truth and somebody get mad and it hurt them, that's not a good thing.
So that's pretty much what CJ had to say. There is more to this video, so definitely go on his channel and watch the whole thing. But y'all gotta let me know what you thought about what CJ said. That's crazy. Tanya was going into his room while Charlene was at work. No wonder they were fighting. This whole situation is crazy. What do you think about Tanya going in his room when Charlene was at work? And why do you think Tanya didn't just take CJ as her man? Why did she want to push him off on the daughter but also be with him behind her back? This is just too messy. Just let me know all of your thoughts and opinions in the comment section. Thank y'all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will definitely see you in the next one.